Welcome back to Good Germs Off-Road Adventures, and welcome back to the shop and the excursion. Today we're just going to take care of a bit of a nuisance, kind of, it niggles the brain, gets on your nerves kind of thing. She's squeaking. Let's find out why. Stick around. Okay, so I said let's find out why, like I didn't know what the problem was, but truth be told, I do know what the problem is. It happens about once a year, ever since I've had the transmission rebuilt, and I don't think it has anything to do with the transmission being rebuilt. See, the rear seal on the back of the transmission has a tendency to get a little dry, and the yoke for the drive shaft, it spins on that or inside that there, and well, it starts to squeak, and it's, I don't think it's a problem. The seal's in good condition. I think it's just the type of material that it is. But it's embarrassing, when you're driving through a parking lot that in a car that clearly people can see is old, but you want to show off, how good your old car runs and sounds, and it squeaks all the way through the parking lot. So we're going to go ahead and fix that, but real quick, we're going to get underneath and show you, what I'm on about. So this is the rear of the transmission, the front of the drive shaft, and you can see the U-joint and the seal that I'm talking about. Now you can tell it's not really leaking. I mean, it's, been a few years since this transmission was rebuilt, and, it's not got a lot of gunk on it. But to get that off, we have to unbolt it. We here at Good Germs Off-Road Adventures take safety very seriously. You will notice that we are using jack stands to support the rear of the vehicle and have left the jack in place for added safety. We have also installed wheel chocks to both the front and rear of the front tires to prevent any vehicle movement. However, due to recent budget cuts, we were not able to supply safety glasses, so much of the work seen on this video was performed by Jezza with his eyes closed. Jezza has kindly requested safety glasses to be added to next year's budget. The GOA staff is currently reviewing his request. From the differential, and that's just those 4 bolts right there, and those 4 bolts are 12mm 12-point sockets, and there it is. So we're going to go back up, make sure we have everything we need, and get this going. So in order to go ahead and fix the squeak and make it not so squeaky anymore, so when we drive through parking lots, it's not as squeaky as it was before when it was squeaky, so yet not as embarrassing, we're going to need a few things. One is the creeper, which, we were already on when we showed you the we already have that. Second is we're going to need a 12mm star bit socket, not star bit, 12-point socket. A bendy adapter, U-joint adapter, an extension. We're going to go ahead and use an impact gun on this one. We're going to need a couple of lights because it's dark under the car. A little bit of transmission fluid, a rag, some big gloves for holding onto the drive shaft, and some little gloves for, getting the transmission fluid on the drive shaft yoke and on the inside of the seal. Well, let's just go ahead and get under the thing and just get it done. Don't do it. Don't do it. Dang it. Okay. We're just going to slide all the way under here, and, there's not enough room under here for my big head and my hat, so that's got to go. Okay. So we're just going to take these off and see if this little impact will get it done. If I can get this onto the bolt, that would be even better. Did I grab the wrong size? That's entirely possible. I'm known to do that from time to time. I know it to be at 12. And, yep, I have an 11. So I'll be right back. Well, now that we have the correct size, I'm betting this is probably going to work now. Yep. Okay. Now, I do realize this is not an impact socket, but that's what I have for 12 millimeter 12 point. And this one's pretty tight, I guess. Okay, maybe a different impact gun. I didn't want to get the big one, but apparently I'm going to get the big one. Okay. Okay, what's the saying? If at first you don't succeed, just get a bigger hammer or bigger impact thing. You can also tell that I've got this in neutral and I've got the rear end off the ground, so that way I can easily turn the drive shaft. Yeah, that makes that easier. Now, normally, the drive shaft won't just fall off, of the pinion here, of the differential. It does set on a thing, and we usually have to get a little hammer to knock it loose. And of course, I forgot to grab a little hammer to knock it loose, so that's fine. So we're just going to have to go back out and get one of those. Wouldn't be, a DIY home project if you didn't have to come out from under the car a half dozen times. Nope. Okay, now, I will warn you, if anybody's going to do this at home, dropping the drive shaft, this drive shaft's pretty heavy. Let's go get something else. Oh wait, there it goes. You just have to hit it with a little bit of force. Okay, now we can just set that down. Perfect. Now let's get you moved a little bit here. Ow. Now we're, I think, looking at the front of it. There we go. And now I think we're looking at the front of it. So all we're going to do is grab the heavy drive shaft and we're going to pull it out and try not to drop it on my head, which is directly under it. There we go. Oh, and we've got a little bit of a... that can happen, but that's okay. A little bit of fluid come out, pretty normal. So now we're going to get some more transmission fluid, put it on the drive shaft yoke, and then stick it back in. I'm just going to pour a little bit. Oops. We're going to get it all over the place, all over the floor. Looks like a bit of a crime scene down here now with this pretty red transmission fluid on the floor. That's okay. Get a little closer. I know it's a big car, but space still is a premium. Okay, we've lubed up the shaft real nice. And then now we're just going to pick it back up and shove it back into the transmission. And again, try not to drop it on my head. There we go. Just shove it all the way in there. There we go. Perfect. We'll put this rag here. That'll absorb some of that. All right. Now that that's all back in, simply pick up the 800-pound drive shaft. Do our best to line it up to the holes, which is not always easy. Probably block the camera with my arms. See if you can get the bolt started, which I somehow was able to get a bolt started right away. That never happens. That's what I thought. Okay. Just, when you drop it like that, just make sure you're not under it. Like I said, these things are heavy. Let's see if we can get a couple of threads to bite. There we go. Now we can do the rest. The fingertips on these gloves are just slightly too long for me, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, and that is pretty much that. I don't know the torque setting spec for this, so I can't tell you if you were going to ask, so just tight is what you want. You want them nice and super tight, and that'll work. Okay, well now she's running, and she's actually, she's going nowhere fast. But what you don't hear is the squeal. Now I know I didn't share that sound with you guys, but if if it was going to be squealing, you would hear it because it's loud. We'll even get down in here just to make sure. Yep, that looks pretty good. Okay. Now, if you've got it up in the air like this and you've got the wheels spinning, don't just throw it in neutral. You might hit reverse and make a mess. So make sure you stop the rear axle first. There we go. See, speedometer went to 0. Let's put it up in park. And then now we can turn it off. Well, I think that's going to do it. We'll take it for a drive, but I don't think we need to. We can listen that we don't hear the squeal in there, so that's pretty good. Listen, I want to tell everybody, thank you so much. Everybody that's watched the videos, everybody that's subscribed to the channel. It really means a lot to me. And it would mean a lot to me for those of you that haven't done the whole subscribe. There we go again. I still can't say that word. Anyway, it would really mean a lot to me to go ahead and do the subscribe and the like. Those are free. You just click the little pictures on the screen there and you can do those things. Make a comment. make a share. You know, if you type words in the bottom where the words go, I do read those words. And I'm pretty likely to write some words back. Keep it nice, though. I do appreciate that. Oh, I seem to have forgot to put my hat on. It doesn't matter. Anyway, like I was saying, it would sure mean a lot to me if y'all would do those things. I would really greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, we'll see you later.